Shaking, shackled, and in tears from behind a glass, Derion Vence broke down, telling me he is not a killer. I ain't no killer, bro. Chauncey, I love Maleah so much. I never had a biological daughter. I wouldn't do anything to hurt her. That's not me. Ask anyone who knows me, even people at my job, and they will tell you I'm not that type of dude, and I was good with the kids.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's iCkEdMeL. I've been sick the last couple days with like some crazy food poisoning, so I'm just still recovering. Forgive me for my voice, and I'm just comfortable tonight, so sit back and relax. Let's go over the details. I have a lot of clips to show you. I want to start off with Derion Vence, okay? Derion Vence was interviewed by this guy from ABC 13 named Chauncey Glover. And what I find interesting, and there's a couple of things interesting about this. One is that the information that came out so far contradicts what Quanell was saying. Quanell was saying that this guy was non-remorseful, cold-blooded.
The more I asked Vence about Maleah, the more he cried. He claims he took care of her more than anyone.
He had no remorse. There was none. I mean, he had no feelings of regret.
Even though in that same clips he was saying he was somebody that really cared about the kids and always took care of Maleah, which is, he was in his own story was contradicting itself.
He was upset with Brittany because he felt that he was the mother and the father to those children. And through our investigation, we also learned that he was spending more time with the children and Maleah.
Like he washes, he does the, you know what I'm saying? He cleans, he cooks. He's the one who works and all of that.
Here's one part of the clip that I was a little bit kind of concerned. I don't know if you guys heard this, but he says nothing bad happened to Maleah and she didn't suffer.
But he did tell me in part, quote, nothing bad happened to Maleah, and quote, she didn't suffer.
I'm really curious to know what you guys think about that. He says that nothing bad happened to her and that she didn't suffer, so he obviously must know something. I mean, obviously something bad did happen to her. Is he gonna say that this was an accident? Does this confirm what Quanell said then? It's just kind of weird, that wording and those sayings, you know what I'm saying? The next clip we're gonna go on to is the whole gay allegations thing, which Quanell was saying this is what caused Vence to snap. And I saw some text messages where he actually didn't snap. Supposedly he was kind of calm about it. And I actually spoke to somebody very connected to this, somebody that knows Derion. I just promised I wouldn't reveal any kind of identity. But this person told me that he's not gay. The other thing I was told is that the more likely thing that happened was, if you guys know that people that cheat, sometimes what they do is they put the same gender person, the person they're cheating with, they'll put him as a, for example, Derion, he put this person in as a male. So Brittany, I believe, initially thought that this was a guy. This is what I'm being told, and that's where the whole confusion comes in.
Brittany Bowen's accusing him of being gay, and that's what caused him to snap and harm Maleah. He says that's not true at all. Quote, I'm not gay and I didn't hurt Maleah, he explained.
Now, I want to take you guys back a little bit before we move forward. And if you remember the interview I did with Derion's father, Joe Vence, Joe already said these things, that he wasn't gay, that he had a side mistress, that he takes care of his kids. Joe already said all of this when everybody else was saying that it wasn't true. Now, Joe was mistaken about the post route. He was mistaken about the DNA blood match. He was mistaken about that, but I just kind of want you to see this clip. And it's kind of interesting because Quanell's story has changed so many times, but you could say that this was his end game. Quanell was the double spy, the double agent, where he came in for Brittany first, and that's why he was saying all those things. And then he went to extract information from allegedly Derion, if you want to believe that. So let me know what you think of this.
No, he's not gay at all, man. Like, he's making up the story.
Oh,
Quanell,
the activist.
Yeah. She never found no pictures of Derion with no guy, nothing like that. She saw some texts with him with a girl,
okay,
and she got mad.
Vence also told me he knows everyone hates him and is painting him as a killer. He claims he's hurt too, saying he hasn't slept or eaten and he misses his family. I spent my 27th birthday here. I should be at home with my family, with Maleah, the kids, and Brittany, cooking dinner, watching Netflix.
Happy birthday to you.
He says this is the true depiction of their relationship.
But this was interesting. Now, at the end of this clip, right, if you notice, and if you're already not typing down below and commenting, Derion mentions that he should be at home with Maleah and the kids and Brittany. And I'm kind of like, damn, I guess these people are still in love with each other because she's on Instagram and social media posting pictures. So the next segment of clips that you're going to watch, this is really interesting to me. I have to give credit to Bless Model for this. The mysterious cadaver dog situation. If you saw in the last video, I had some sort of reportings that days prior they saw somebody out there searching. Well, here's another report provided that there was a lady with cadaver dogs, a mysterious lady, searching in that exact area where Maleah was before the mysterious magical confession, which I know some people say it doesn't matter, but it's a little mysterious and it's an avenue I think needs to be looked into, and I think you guys should check this out.
We heard that HPD has already been in Arkansas for a few days. Is that correct? And how did you...
That's not correct.
Jeff, a question here for you regarding cadaver dogs. We're hearing that a private citizen had gone out there to Hope with cadaver dogs 3 days ago. 3 days ago, and potentially Houston officials were there as well on the ground.
He admitted to me and confessed that yes, she is dead, and he said it was an accident.
Did he say it was way out in the country? Because it's hard to believe that after all this time, nobody has come upon that.
Can you tell us a little bit about how she got that information and what led her to go out to Hope with the cadaver dog?
We'd actually have to speak with her again. I think she was a little reticent about telling her story at this point. We wanted to talk to her today. So a fantastic question, because that's the kind of thing that we want to hear as well, because we had not heard anything about this Interstate 30, and yet you have the person that you were just mentioning with the cadaver dogs. We want to talk to her more.
So the cadaver dog thing is pretty interesting, right? This lady out there searching days before with cadaver dogs, doesn't want to give her identity, very mysterious. And then days later, the day that Maleah gets run into, when she gets found, Quanell is the same day he gets that confession. It's just a little mysterious, something to throw in there. Some people might call it a conspiracy, but you really think that this is just somebody made this up? I don't think this is somebody just making up seeing cadaver dogs out there, and it was reported on the news, and then it was kind of wiped away. But the next segment, the next clip, is Quanell when he's questioned, how did he get the confession, and also how did he get into the jail? Check out his response.
We sat down as two men, and I explained to him what I believed about the case. I explained to him what I thought about him before I ever let him speak. I was very straightforward with him about what I thought about him, what I thought about Brittany, what I thought about the home that they both shared and lived in, and what I believed was wrong on everybody's part.
How did you even get into the jail? Did you say, did you just show up, or did you say, hey, can we talk? You know, apparently you had some trust to come out there and talk to you.
Well, one thing I'm not going to do is share all my methods and techniques. Can't do that.
So that was kind of interesting, right? Methods and techniques. There was another part of the video that I left out that he said because he's Muslim, and there was like a thing that he learned in the Brotherhood or whatever they call it, that he's learned how to deal with people. I don't buy that whole he walked in there and he was just straight up with him and honest and he got this confession. That I don't buy. But I do believe that Quanell, he's smart and he knows what he's doing. Check out this next clip, because I don't know if you guys knew that Friday when he went, because that Friday was just so coincidental, okay? Not only was that the day that they ran into Maleah and they cut her up into pieces with the lawnmower, and that's the day they found her, and just a couple days ago there was the cadaver dogs, but that same day too there was a gap because Derion didn't have a lawyer, and he missed this guy. In between getting the other lawyer, Quanell snuck in there supposedly and got to Derion that day, okay? So the lawyer that day put like a restraining order on Quanell from speaking to Derion, and check out Quanell's response to this, which is how you know he knows what the heck he's doing.
Derion Vence's attorney has filed a motion to prevent you from any further jail visits. Did you plan to go back and speak to him at any point?
Let me say this to Derion Vence's attorney. You have a job to do, and I expect you to do it well. Filing your motion was a day too late, and so I don't need to go back and speak to your client anymore. Everything that I needed to hear and that I needed to ascertain and obtain, I got all of that.
Quanell X obviously knows what he's doing, played this lawyer, and got in between the time, and supposedly got to Derion. I want to ask you guys this, okay? Because there's been a lot of conflict from people. Some people say, who cares how he did it? Who cares how he did it? Other people are asking and saying they want to know how he did it. Quanell's saying he has his methods and techniques. Now, here's my thing. For the people that are saying who cares how he did it, I totally understand, because it's like, okay, we got Maleah. That's the most important thing. But let me put it to you like this. If there's a possibility that they knew where she was days prior to the confession, would it matter then? If he lied about the confession, if he did, would that matter? Well, you still might say it doesn't matter because we found Maleah. But if they knew prior where she was, then they would have found her anyway. But then what would be the purpose in a false confession, right? Well, this would paint it all in line for court, for the DA, right? For the prosecutor. This paints it all in line. It's hook, line, and sink. Isn't that how they say it? He confessed. I don't even think they record that conversation, right? They probably didn't. There's no record. All they got is his word. He's a witness. He's affiliated. He says this is where the body was. That's what I was told, and he's there. So here's my thing. Quanell's saying that he played Brittany. This was a strategy. He didn't want to work with her. That he got with her to get all the information. He says that he wasn't a spokesman for her, which to me it looks like it was. I don't know. You can see all the recordings and everything. It seems like it was, but he said he was playing a part. I saw a text message too. I don't know if it was legitimate or not. They said it was Brittany's, where he offered her at one point she was going to get a free lawyer. He played her too. This guy plays everybody. I'm surprised people still pay him. Here's my thing. If he did this and he's not lying about the confession, then kudos. He's a genius. If he was able to infiltrate different parties and did what he had to do, I say he's a genius. If he did this and he lied about the confession, okay, and they had prior knowledge to where Maleah was, then I have a problem with that, and that's dirty to me. That's where my problem lies in. So I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. I've been getting emails from people telling me different stories about Quanell. I don't know how to feel about him. You know, I say if he did this in a legitimate way, which he probably didn't. I mean, those people, let's say he went into the jail. Let's say he tricked Derion into thinking somehow he was an attorney or something like that. If he did that, even though it's not right, let's say he did trick him into getting there and that's how he found the body, I would even say that kudos, genius. That's what I would say. But if you lied about that, that's where my problem is. That's where my problem lies. If you guys knew prior to where that body was, that's where the problem is. You know? You guys comment on and let me know your thoughts about that. Now, the next clip I'm going to play for you is the whole part where what happened in this accident. That's what he gets asked. And Quanell says that he believes Derion punched Maleah, which was kind of interesting to me. And he said that it's happened before, which is kind of interesting to me because the only people I've ever seen on those CPS documents is the biological father and Brittany. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. And when those kids were taken away, they went to Derion's mother. It's kind of weird to me. But the other thing too is if you saw the interview that I did with Derion's father, Joe, he says that he alleged that there was reports that Brittany actually punched Maleah. So which is it?
Quanell, when you say accident, how do you think Maleah died?
Derion snapped, and I believe he punched that child in the head because that's what he had done before.
There's been several instances where people actually have saw her punch the kid and stuff like that.
I mean, this case is so draining. The story is just so ridiculous. And at the end of the day, as we've said it many times, many people have failed her. But the one of the most disturbing things to me, too, that I have to say about this is that the people that know or knew her location all this time, right? Because I can't wait till you get found out. The people that knew her location this whole time, where her body was at, you're the most dirtiest. You're the most disgusting. Because nobody took responsibility or accountability, which I'm not surprised. Not only did you leave her body out there, throw it in a bag, toss her like garbage, then cause her to get run over by a lawnmower, which further desecrated her body. But it just goes to show that these people never cared about her. Because the least you could do, the least, is say where this girl's body is, or report it anonymously or something. Some of the most disgusting, filthiest people, and it will come to light. It will definitely come to light. I think a lot of this stuff is a show that's being put on. A lot of this stuff is just outer surface, but on the inside they're just trying to save their own skin and save themselves.